Hey y'all, welcome back to Premo Cooks. I'm Danielle Premo. Today we're gonna make a frittata. Frittatas are awesome. They're an egg-based dish and you cook it a little bit on the stovetop, then pop it in the oven. You can do a variety of veggies in it. They're freaking awesome. You can have them cold, you can have them hot. I'll talk a lot more about frittatas at the end of the video, so stick around for that. For now, let's get started. We have over here some ingredients that we prepped ahead of time. We have 8 eggs. These are gorgeous eggs from Vital Farms. Just want to give a shout out to them because I love their eggs so much. They're gorgeous. We have a 1/4 cup of tarragon minced, 1/4 cup of feta crumbled, 3 tablespoons shallot minced, 1 cup asparagus cut on the bias, 3/4 cups ham cubed, and 1 cup spinach roughly chopped. And then we have 1/2 cup of cream, or you can use 1/2 and 1/2 or heavy cream, or a nut alternative if you wish. First step, we want to whisk our eggs up with the cream. We're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Next, we're going to fold in our minced tarragon. You can use other herbs for this if you wish. I love tarragon with the combination of the asparagus. Delicious. Feta. You can also skip the cheese if you want to make this dairy-free. So fold in your tarragon and feta, set this aside. So what you want to do next is in a cast iron skillet, you want to melt 2 tablespoons of butter on a medium heat. Once the butter melts, add in 1/4 cup of shallots. Also, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I forgot to mention that. After 2 minutes of the shallots cooking, add in your asparagus, followed by my favorite ingredient, 2 teaspoons of tamari. Give it a stir. This will give it a little extra kick of umami. Let this cook for another 2 or 3 minutes. You don't want to overcook the asparagus, but leave it with a little crunch. Next, we're gonna add in our cubed ham. Once the ham is warmed through, we're gonna add in our roughly chopped spinach, and really, we just wanna wilt it, so just give it a stir. Now we're gonna take our egg mixture. The tarragon's all floating on top now, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a stir before I pour it into the pan. Once you have your egg mixture poured into the pan, grab a pot holder because the handle might be hot, and then give it a shake just to evenly disperse everything and shake it around. Shake it. Okay, after a minute or 2, use a spatula to go around the edges and pull it away from the sides so that some of that raw egg mixture can fall over to the edge. And then rotate the pan 180 degrees on the stovetop to make sure it heats evenly through on all sides. After about 2 minutes total, then turn the heat off. Before you put it in the oven, sprinkle a 1/4 cup of feta crumbles on top. This will look really pretty in the final product. And then use your pot holders to place the pan in the oven. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Okay, after 20 minutes, pull your frittata out. What you're looking for is that it's browning a bit around the edges, and then also touch the middle. What you want is a nice firm bounce, like I'm getting. If it's eggy or yolky at all, pop it back in the oven for a few more minutes until you have a nice firm bounce in the middle. And then let it cool for about 5 minutes before we cut it up, plate it, and serve it. Once your frittata's cooled, what we're gonna do, you have some options. You could slice it, heat it out of the pan, or if it was oiled well enough on the bottom, we can try to get real fancy and pop this whole thing out onto a plate. So far, so good. Oh yeah, sweet, gorgeous. And now we will cut into it. And I'm just gonna cut one little slice out, give it a taste. Now we shall sample. Nailed it. That's so good. Yum, yum, yum. Great texture, great flavor. It's a winner. Stick around. I'm gonna tell you some more ways that you can use this recipe as a template at home and get creative with different vegetables, make vegetarian. So stick around. All right, friends, frittata. Let's talk a little bit more. One of the most important things that I wanted to share with you is in this recipe, I use a cast iron skillet, a well-seasoned cast iron skillet, which is fairly important because it's oven safe. It also retains heat really well all around, so it cooks through evenly. So it is the ideal instrument or vessel to use for making a frittata. You can, though, if you don't have cast iron on hand, you can use a non-stick oven-safe skillet. You might need to add a little bit extra oil in there, depending on how well it is non-stick, how non-stickable it is. And you can do that, or I've also read, I've never tried this, that you can also use stainless steel. You just have to use a lot of extra butter or oil before you put it in the oven. Other substitutions that you can use in this recipe, so I had mentioned instead of cream, you can use a nut milk alternative. You can take out the cheese if you want, use a cheese alternative, like a nut-based cheese. You can, with the veggies, honestly, you could sub out any of the vegetables for whatever you want. Potatoes, mushrooms, tomatoes, peppers, the list goes on. I know that I know a lot more veggies than that, but you can use any of them in your frittata. The herbs as well, instead of, some people don't like tarragon because it has a bit of a licoricey flavor to it, but you could use thyme, cilantro, basil. So really this recipe is a platform, like all of my recipes, for you to get creative and make substitutions and make whatever combination of flavors that you like. You can omit the ham and make it vegetarian and use any vegetable in replacement of that. So it's really versatile. It's super yummy. I feel like anyone that likes eggs loves this dish. So give it a try at home. Let us know the different ingredients that you use in yours and how it goes. Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. We love y'all. And we'll be back soon with more food to share with you.
Good job, babe.
Shanked. Delicious. Nom 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 nom. Hey y'all, if you didn't know, one of the best ways that you could support my husband and I doing Premo Cooks, if you like our content, would be to like, subscribe, or comment. Any of those things or all of those things would be super appreciated. Thank you for watching.